fairy tales are real. That's the title of a message that's on my site, Any Advice for Today, and I'd love for you to read it. I'll attach it to this video too because I'd love for everyone to see it. And have you ever thought about why we were told fairy tales when we were kids? Who created them? Who started them? They've been going on for centuries, so they were created by someone because there was something that was trying to be passed on, some sort of information, and telling a story seemed to make it more real to us as kids, possibly. But there was something else there, though. It was telling us that we do make everything up, and we do that in our consciousness. Every single person does. And when I saw that message, when I wrote that message this morning, it was really surprising to me because I've talked about the work that I've done forever, and it's challenging sometimes for me to explain it to people, but this will be really cool for you to see. We all are the same. We come into the world exactly the same. All we have is consciousness. We will access and develop our consciousness individually in different ways. Some of us will go to school, college, higher education, or something like that. Some of us will have coaches and mentors. I've done all of those things too. Sometimes we go to counselors. I've done all of them. But the ultimate thing that we do is get in touch with who we are. That can only happen in our consciousness. And so, what I started doing many years ago was accessing that higher consciousness. And I called it was my Wilhelm that came through, what I channeled. And for years, I didn't talk about that because I said, this doesn't really make sense. See, because I wasn't believing in fairy tales either. How could I be receiving this information? How could it have been transforming my life? Well, when you understand that everything is consciousness and everyone has access to it, every single human born has access to it, then it's just up to us to develop that. It doesn't matter what career we might do or what profession, it doesn't matter where we might go. It's always our self belief that causes something to manifest. We've discovered that in sciences now. We know that that's how everything happens. But every person is born with a unique plan to follow. Mine was quite different. Mine was to go through a whole bunch of things, heal them all, and then give it back to others. I didn't know I was going to become a mystic or a sage. I didn't know that the information that I was receiving at the time that I did was going to turn into the work that it has now and for this time in our world. But that's exactly what happened. Every single person born has something within them that could be developed and cause their lives to become magnificent and happy and prosperous, all of those things. And then they give that to others because we don't live forever. We're not in physical bodies forever. We come into the world at this particular time, and then for our lives to matter, to leave our legacy, then we have to develop who we are. It's a very individual thing. That was challenging for me because I didn't understand how I was doing what I was doing. I didn't understand how I was healing all these horrible things, physical things that were going on. Why was I depressed? Why was I moving through all of this stuff? And then how did I heal them all? How did I transcend them all? How did I find the career that I was supposed to have? How did I become happy and move out of my depression? It was all with the work that I've received. All of it. And so what I did was this morning when I started to look, because see, my guides have told me they have given me information that would correspond to particular days. And then certain times it's so crazy because they said, and we gave you information on the same day, year after year after year. See, because we don't understand things all the time. We don't progress right away. We don't change right away. So it takes time. We have to use our human brains to move out of our old selves to accept our new selves. Every single person does that. And then it never matters how much where you are, because there's always more to go to. You see, our potential is unlimited because it always exists in our thinking. If you think you can't achieve something, you probably won't do it. If you think that you can and you start to believe it and go for it, then you probably will. It's every single person. But it took me a lot of years to figure that one out. And then when I started receiving different information in 2020 saying the world's going to be changing, and you have the information that could help so many people become happy and live the lives they want to have, and then it would start to really affect the world because now we're not going to be as angry as we have been. That's really what's going on. When you look at the world today and you see all the anger and all the difficulties that are happening, it's because too many people have not understood their importance, have not made the difference in the world that they could, Have they accepted their authentic selves? See, that's all we have. Our authentic self is our gift. Nobody was born worthless. Nobody was born insignificant. We just form different ideas about that, and then we keep creating lives that don't work for us. And I did that for a really long time until I got out of it. And when I got out of it, it was because I decided to accept who I was and to allow this information to come through. But that was still always really challenging. And today there was a preview of a channeling session I had yesterday, which was really quite surprising because, see, I don't remember any of it. That's the other thing that was challenging for people to accept. We have different levels of consciousness. When I do a channeling session, I'm accessing a different level of information. And when I'm in that space, it's always really fun and good because it feels good. I don't have any problems there. That's what goes on when you move to a different level of understanding. But it took many, many years to get there. But the work I'm doing now is giving everyone the ability to accomplish that. To know that your fairy tale was not something you made up. Whatever you were given, you have something. And when you start to take it out of the realm of being a fairy tale and make it a reality, then your life changes. Because now you're accessing and owning who you are. And the more people who do that, the better world we will have. And we have all these beings who are beaming, who are thriving, because they have decided to accept the life that they were given, because everyone was given a great one, when you change your interpretation of who you are. That's what I had to do, and everyone can do that. But just know that your fairy tale was real. Whatever it is that you're supposed to create in this world, it's within you. And you just have to keep moving through those barriers of disbelief to come to self-acceptance, self-love, and belief in who you are. That's the work that I have.
I haven't done anything like this.
It's increased the confidence that I had in myself.
Everything is better. I mean, every single aspect of my life. My income, the progress is just amazing. Like, you can see changes from week to week.
Introducing your last development program, Life Transformation for Success, the newest part of Roger Burnley's coaching series. In this 3-month online program, you will learn the mindset tools you need to dissolve the shame of your past, discover the gifts within you that make you important to the world, and get the confidence to rise above anything that stands between you and the life that you want.
Everything changed in my life. Everything. Every single thing.
It's time for you to reprogram your mind for success and become self-actualized. If you're ready to transform your life too, learn more at yourlastdevelopmentprogram.com today.